Hey, is it okay if I take off my mask? Alright, thank you. Welcome to Heat and Low, episode 1. It's Big Quan, thank you so much for joining me. Before we hop into the episode plan for today, I just want to express my gratitude and want to give you a preview of what we're going to be talking about. We will be covering UNLV's new president, the debut of the season for our Las Vegas Lights and Las Vegas Aces, as well as look at the return of our Golden Knights, getting ready for the playoffs. All that is coming up. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So it's always hard to say goodbye, but Marta Mina, you have done an incredible job at UNLV, and I know you're going to continue to do great things even when you leave. UNLV has decided to choose their next president, their 11th one. His name is Dr. Keith Whitfield. They are bringing him from Wayne State University over in Detroit, Michigan, and with being the 11th overall president, Dr. Keith Whitfield will also make history because he will become the first African American president to preside over UNLV, which, given the Black Lives Matter movement and racial injustice, this is such a huge step in terms of UNLV, who preaches being about culture, and this just proves that they are. So I gotta give them big ups, especially for that. He will begin his term next month on August 24th. So, Dr. Whitfield, welcome. And welcome to our Viva Lights. Viva Lights! I mean, my gosh, what an atmosphere that is. If you've never been to a game, sorry to say, you can't go to one this season, but next year or whenever, you need to get out there. I was a part of the team last year. Shout out to Bojo, shout out to Jordan. I mean, there's so many people I would love to shout out. Shout out to Cash, the mascot, my goodness. And I'm still learning about the team, but I gotta say, that is such an atmosphere. Trust me, you will need to do it one day. But they lost their opener to San Diego 2-1, so it was pretty competitive. But this week, they have their next game this Saturday. They're playing like every week. They go by weeklies. They're playing Reno 1868. And I wouldn't mind if that was a score. If the Lights had 68 and Reno had 18, nah, if Reno had 0, I'd be excited about that. Anytime we play Reno, you know, it's that in-state rivalry. Whether it's UNLV or the Lights or whoever, we gotta beat Reno. So, Viva Lights, let's do it. Moving on to our Las Vegas Aces, Lady Aces, that is. They're 1-1 so far this year. Last year they finished 21-13, advancing to the conference finals after a crazy elimination game against the Chicago Sky, who they actually played in the opener. If you don't remember last year, the Erica Hamby put up a half-court heave with like 5 seconds left on the shot clock, made it. The Aces won by 1, played and lost to the eventual champs, the Washington Mystics, and they played them again in the opener. And the Aces really should have won. They had a double-digit lead multiple times in the game. The Sky just never quit. They stayed poised, and they rallied. They ended the game on an 11-0 run. The Aces led 86-77 with about 3 minutes to go. Didn't score a single basket after that. Allie Quigley of the Sky hit that late three-pointer and propelled them to a win. Now, Angel McCoughtry, she is a recent addition from the Atlanta Dream. She hasn't played a game in about 2 years, since 2018, since she suffered a knee injury, and in her debut for the Aces, scored 25 points. Asia Wilson also had 22 points, with De'Erica Hamby given 14 points. And they were really dominant inside. From three-point, they were 0 for 5. That changed in Game 2 as they destroyed the Atlanta Dream by 30, 11-70. Three-point percentage, 6 of 9. Quite the improvement. Kayla McBride from Notre Dame, I like her. She found her stroke that game, and they defended the three. Well, I'm speaking a little too fast. The Dream were 5 of 28 from 3. That's 18%. So you see the dramatic drop off. And to me, I think the big key for the Aces this year are going to be A'ja Wilson, who was the number one pick a few years ago. I really like her. I think she's a tremendous player and really a rising star in the WNBA. But I think it's going to be her, Dearica Hamby, and the recent addition of Angel McCoughtry that is going to be the driving force for our Aces this year inside the bubble, because you're missing Liz Cambage, who has health-related concerns due to COVID, so she can't play, and she played an integral part of our team last year, as well as Kelsey Plum, who has improved over the years, even with her time back in San Antonio. But the main thing is, she pushed the pace. Watching these first two games from the Aces, I think it's from Bill Laimbeer, the head coach. He is really, they're pushing the pace still. Every time they get the ball, they're going at it. It is very fast. It is very fluid. And so I like that. And I think if they can get the 3-point shot going like they did last night, look out, because the Aces are really going to be dangerous. Like I said, they're 1-1 right now. Really should be 2-0. And I think that 30-point win has something to speak of. We know we're better than what we showed in the first game. So let's just take all our anger out on the Dream. And I felt bad, but I felt happy, obviously, at the same time, watching them just explode. So they do play again tonight against the Phoenix Mercury with Brittany Griner and Diana Taurasi. So it really is going to be interesting. And Lady Aces, what a way to show out. Let's keep it going. Last but not least, let's end it with the team that started it all here with the birth of Vegas sports. That would be our Las Vegas Golden Knights. Everybody loves them. I don't know anybody who doesn't love the Golden Knights, at least people here in Vegas. I mean, I see it everywhere. And it's always go Knights go. That is my motto. The Stanley Cup qualifiers begin tomorrow, and our Golden Knights, they start their season, or restart of a season, on Monday in the round-robin games. Now remember, the NHL, they're going straight to playoffs. You do have these round-robin games, which the Golden Knights are in, which is like the top 4 teams in each conference, the Eastern and the Western. And they're basically just playing for seeding to see where they're going to be seeded 1 through 4, while the rest of the teams have to play best-of-5 series to battle one of these 4 teams. So our Golden Knights are already in the playoffs. It just determines who they play. Now, in the round-robin series that starts next week, on Monday they're playing the Dallas Stars, and then on Thursday they're taking on the Stanley Cup champs from last year, the St. Louis Blues, and then they're ending it on Saturday against the Colorado Avalanche. And I've compiled stats of potential first-round matchups of everybody in the Western Conference that's playing each other for our Golden Knights, and the records that our Golden Knights have against these teams. So I have my stats right here. Against the Arizona Coyotes, Nashville Predators, Chicago Blackhawks, and Edmonton Oilers, the Golden Knights have the upper hand in being 2-1, whereas the Minnesota Wild and the Vancouver Canucks, they are both 1-1. This is where it gets interesting. The Winnipeg Jets, they are 0-2 against, while the Calgary Flames, who are in our division, they're 3-0 against. So for me, if I'm looking at that, I'm like, I want to play Calgary. However, not so fast, because usually when you do well against a team in the regular season, that's a whole different ball game in the postseason. So I feel like if we get stuck playing Calgary, sure, it's in our favor, we're 3-0, but it gets to the playoffs, and we've had all this time off. Many adjustments have been made, and so it could be a totally different ball game. So I want to give that question as we leave it in today's episode. What team do you want to see our Golden Knights play? Regardless of record, just give me the matchup you would like to see and maybe a reason why you would like to see that. It doesn't have to pertain to the record or anything. I just would like to know who you would like our Golden Knights to play in the first round. And wow, that does, I don't know what that sound was, but that does it for the first episode of Heat and Low. I'm gonna talk to you again next Friday. Between now and then, please take care of yourselves, and I will speak to you soon.